Good evening, friends. Welcome to our weekly contemplative practice session. If you're watching this on video, you'll notice that we have a nature scene, a beach, some footage we took a few years back during spring break on the Atlantic Ocean. And we're going to allow being in nature to guide our time tonight. And so if you are joining on video, you can use the scene before us, the waves moving in and out, the birds, the rising sun. Immerse yourself in the visuals and see what opens within you. And if you're tuning into the audio only, I invite you to close your eyes, picture a favorite place in nature, or even go for a walk while you're listening. Out in the woods, on the beach, or anywhere outside. Studies have shown that when we spend time in nature or even picture scenes of nature, it has a healing impact on our bodies. It lifts our spirits. It improves our mood. It puts us in a more whole place. As we're settling in, I invite you to sit comfortably or settle your inner self if walking, and take a deep breath in. Breathing in gratitude for this present moment. Gratitude for the shining sun, even if it's cloudy when you're tuning in or nighttime, we know the sun continues to shine. Breathing in gratitude for life in this present moment, and breathing out whatever has us feeling closed off and closed in. Simply breathing in and out. As we're thinking about nature this evening, we're going to be guided with some thoughts from Mark Nepo, the poet, in his book of Awakening. A selection entitled Opening Our Deepest Eyes. And he begins with a reference from a Parker Palmer quote: "The inner life of any great thing will be incomprehensible to me until I develop and deepen an inner life of my own." Mark Nepo writes, "Everyone has an inner life. It's just a matter of opening to it." What Parker Palmer wisely suggests is that we can only feel something to the degree that we are willing to meet its depth. Just as we must open our eyes, must raise our lids to see, so we must raise our barriers and open our hearts and minds if we are to see and feel the essence of the life around us. To develop our own inner life is tantamount to opening our deepest eyes. It has much to do with raising our walls, with living from our own depths so that we can experience the depths around us. Too often, while cut off from our inwardness, we complain that the things about us are shallow and boring, not worth our attention, when, more often than not, it is we who are out of touch. To see deeply, we must open deeply. As you consider this idea of opening our deepest eyes, I'm wondering what that brings up for you at this time. Whatever scene of nature is before you, on the screen, in your mind's eye, or with your eyes wide open, I invite you into a posture of curiosity, of focusing in on one little detail. If you're picturing a beach scene, notice the steadiness of the waves, or the flight of a bird. How does that steadiness steady you? What opens within you when you imagine that these waves keep on going, moment after moment, hour after hour, day after day, year after year? Is that comforting to you? The expanse of the sea, rising and falling, ebbing and flowing, coming and going. It might even be a bit frightening. Get in touch with how that makes you feel. If you see a bird or imagine one in your mind, consider its gentleness, its lightness, its ability to take flight. What could be lighter in your life? What would make you take flight or feel that you have wings? Imagine seeing wherever you are from a great height, from a bird's eye view. How might things look different if we had this wider perspective? Perhaps you notice something like a tree with its branches reaching up to the sky. Depending on where you are or what you're imagining, there may not yet be leaves, or it may be full of leaves. Reaching toward the light, moving softly in the breeze. A tree that's rooted deep into the earth, bringing up nourishment from the soil, water, taking in carbon dioxide and giving off the oxygen to support us and all of life. What does this image of a tree bring up for you? This idea of opening deeply that Mark Nepo gives to us is to train ourselves to be able to find meaning and depth in that which we might otherwise skip past or see as irrelevant or boring or even in the way. Return to something that you may have skipped past recently or seen as irrelevant. What might that object or person or situation hold for you? Notice what opens within you as you consider why you had dismissed this earlier and what you're now discovering might be there after all. Everyone has an inner life. It's just a matter of opening to it. I hope this practice of opening our eyes and learning to see more deeply has been meaningful for you. If you'd like to experience more of these weekly contemplative practices, you can find them on Holland UCC's Facebook page, YouTube channel, or on our podcast. Feel free to share with a friend, like or subscribe, and most importantly, keep tuning in to the depth that is already within you. We'll see you next week. Good night.